My name is Stefano Barberi, and I'm a professional gravel and mountain bike racer. I started racing bikes when I was 8 years old, back when I used to live down in Brazil. My 2024 season was great. I traveled quite a bit. I did 18 events total. Gravel and mountain bike racing has such a broad spectrum of conditions, and there's no one tire that is good for all sorts of gravel events or even mountain bike events. Partnering with BikeTiresDirect, I'm able to use whatever tire brand, model, and color size that I choose to use. This year I got to try a pretty wide selection of tires. BikeTiresDirect, sends me everything that I need and think that I'm going to need. So I'm very thankful for the support.
Hey, Stefano.
How's it going, man? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, totally. And thanks for being here to chat a little bit about your 2024 season and to talk some tires. Which ones in 2024 were you the most surprised by? And that can be good, that can be bad.
The one brand, which is kind of funny to say, I really didn't want to like the tires, is Continental, and they ended up being my favorite, basically, across all disciplines.
Yeah, and
Uh,
which tires specifically?
for mountain bikes, I ended up using the Race Kings
Hmm.
protection quite a bit for a lot of events. It's super fast tire, good grip. I raced it at Sea Otter and Leadville. They're not tracks that you really care for volume. It's about rolling resistance and lightweight. Amazing tire for both of those events, and I would do for sure 100%. I would do the same tire for both of those. The other tire on the mountain bike side that I really liked, which is a new one that was only released towards the end of the season, is the Schwalbe Rick XC.
Nice. Yeah, we've heard really good
Um,
things about those. I haven't had a
yeah,
chance to ride them yet myself, but I've heard everyone likes them that I know has ridden them.
I actually think it's a huge improvement. I did try the Thunderbirds, and
Hmm.
I was kind of like, it's not the most predictable tire, but the Rick XC kind of fixes all the things that I didn't that I felt were missing from the Thunderbirds. I haven't had any flats with the Rick XC, so that's a good sign. I haven't had any flats with the Race Kings either, unless something else pops up. I think it's going to be maybe 50-50 Race Kings and Rick XC for next year. On the gravel side, Conti again, one of my favorites with the Terra Speed. I ended up running the 700 by 45 Terra Speeds on quite a few events. Had good luck with them. No flats again. It's a knobby tire, which if you look at it, you're like, it's knobby. Don't think too much of it, but it's actually one of the fastest, if not the fastest, rolling tire out there. And then the other tire that I raced quite a bit and ran quite a bit is the Schwalbe G1 RS.
Hmm.
Um, Again, super fast tire. I did run it at Unbound. Didn't have any flats, which is says something, I think. This year, for the first time, I did the 100-mile event. Next year, I'm doing the 200. The past few years, I did the 200. But I was on the podium at that event, came down to a field sprint. But I ran the Schwalbe G1 RS, the 700 by 45, no flats, no issues. So, solid choice. I did have a flat on when I was out there pre riding. So,
Gotcha. Well, not when it counted, at least then.
yeah, I'm perfectly fine with getting a flat pre-riding the course.
Hmm.
I always bring spares and things like that. So I had a couple tire options and a couple spares of the tire that I was originally planning on using.
So it sounds like, as far as surprises go, you ended up really liking Continental despite not necessarily wanting to, and then Schwalbe also was up there as like a tire that you kept going back to for both mountain and gravel. Yeah.
Yeah, the first Schwalbe I tried was a Thunderbird, and it
Hmm.
was the 2.25, and I was kind of like, maybe not the tire for me. I ended up running it as a rear tire at Sea Otter with a Conti Race King on the front, and that worked out really well. On the gravel side, I was running the Schwalbe G1 RS, but then I didn't go back to Schwalbe mountain bike tires until the Rick XC came out.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So,
I'm excited to see how you like the Rick moving into yeah, the 2025 season.
yeah, I've been
Yeah.
using them quite a bit. I used it all through September and October. A couple races. I won a race in Oregon um, and then on the Rick XCs. And then I think in the month of September and October, I think I racked up close to 200 KOMs, like Strava KOMs, just in training, having fun here at home.
Yeah. Do you know off the top of your head how many different tires you tried last year? We'll count a pair as one. Don't have to double count for two tires.
All right, so on the gravel side, the Terra Speeds, I tried those in two
Mhm.
different sizes: the Schwalbe G1RS, the Maxxis Reaver, Terreno Dry, Pirelli H, a few of the Kendas, which I just have history on and can put into the comparison. Mountain bike side, let's see, I tried the Race Kings, the Schwalbe Rick, the Schwalbe Racing Ralphs, which I actually really like as a front tire, not a
Mhm.
rear tire. I think it's an amazing front tire.
Somewhere around like a dozen, then a dozen or so different tires for last year, maybe a little more, maybe like 15.
Somewhere between, yeah, between 12 and 15, I think.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think too because I'm the one that sent you all those tires, so I was
Right,
the
yeah.
I was the person who had to put in the orders, and I'm trying to think if there's anything you
It's
missed.
much easier to remember the ones that like stuck out on one side or the
Yeah,
other. The
totally.
ones in the middle that you're just like,
Yeah.
whatever. Those are kind of you forget about.
Is there anything you're looking forward to trying next year that's brand new to you?
The twofold. The I hear great things about those on the gravel side.
Yeah, which one in particular?
Um,
They've got the Speedero, Thundero, and Swampero. Are there
I think the Thundero
Thundero?
is the
Okay,
one. Yeah,
nice.
because the
So,
Speedero and the Thundero have the same center. The Thundero just has a little bit more side knobs, so might
I
as well
believe
go
so.
that
Yeah,
route.
yeah, totally.
And they come in a 48, I think, which could be really
Yeah,
good for me.
I've ridden the Swamperos and I really liked them. I haven't done the intermediate or the lighter one yet, but yeah, I really did like them, and I was super pleasantly surprised by them. And that brand has such a legacy too. I feel like
Right,
it's just a cool thing to have two tires on your bike.
right. On the mountain bike side, I think for a while I really wanted to try the Vittorias, and then the Rick came out, so kind of served that purpose. But it might be something to go back to when I have a little bit of time to play with that stuff.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can trade. I've been riding Vittoria mountain bike tires for 3 years now. I've really loved the Mezcal Barzo combo, but I've also been very curious about the Ricks and have really been wanting to try those. And I think this conversation has inspired me to just grab a pair for myself and swap it out for next year.
Yeah,
So,
give it a go. I like the tire a lot. I do recommend the black walls, though. I think
okay.
they feel better.
All right.
I
That's
do
gonna
wish
that's gonna be
the
a it's gonna be
G,
a hard sell for me. I'm such a sucker for the aesthetics of a tan wall, but
but you told me to put black walls on my new bike.
I did, but it's not my bike.
Right there, you go.
Well, we were pretty fortunate to catch you in Bend this year. I know you were here for the High Cascades 100. You and I did a little photo shoot, which was super fun. Other than Oregon, obviously being your favorite place, what was your favorite place you got to travel to for racing?
That's always
Just
a hard one. The way the race plays out sometimes will skew things. I
totally,
actually do really like Oregon. Mudslinger Events puts on some great races, so I always try and get out that way as often as possible. I'll be out there in March again. One that I always enjoy going to is Belgium Waffle Ride in Asheville. Just the
nice.
course is cool. Suits me fairly well. Some big climbs. I think we usually do about 13,000 feet of climbing there for that event. I think a couple of years ago when they did that race, they made a little mistake on the route or on the ride GPS or something like that. So like we all got about 15,000, and I think people were a little bit like, all right, that's a little over the top. But I enjoy it. I prefer doing that than some of the flat races. It just suits me better.
Yeah, that kind of wraps it up for the couple questions I had for you for some tire talk. Was there anything else you wanted to touch base on, talk on in regards to tires for 2025 or a look back on 2024?
No, I just want to say thanks for the support this year and giving me the opportunity to try all these tires. For the previous 6 years, I was on a single tire sponsor,
Hmm.
uh, which not to say I actually like the tires, but it was much more limiting. It was good to be able to just go out there and just try everything and see what works, what doesn't work, and whether I like this or that. And if anything, it was one of those things for my own confidence. It was good because I could go to an event and be like, I have the best tire for this
Yeah.
event. I appreciate the support from you guys. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Well, likewise, yeah, the appreciation's right back at you. We had a great time in 2024, and we're looking forward to the next year. And we'll see you in Echo, Oregon in March.
Yeah, March.
For yeah, Echo Red to Red, which is a Zone 5 promotions race. We're super stoked to head out there. And yeah, we've tossed around the idea of maybe leading like a little group ride together before the race. So if any of you folks watching are going to be heading out there, yeah, give us a follow on social, and you can keep up with what we're planning. But sweet, well, thanks, Stefano. Really appreciate the time today. And yeah, we'll catch you soon, and we're excited to see where 2025 takes you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, Bike Tires Direct.